we'll start with the question. Charbel, what do you think of the Australia squad for the World Test Championship and the first two Ashes Test?
Yeah. I mean, a mix of no surprises, no major surprises, except maybe for Mitch Marsh. A bit of disappointment as well, because the reason why I say that is, where's the reward for the Sheffield Shield performances? Where's the reward? Like these guys, they toil throughout the season, the Sheffield Shield. I'm talking Cameron Bancroft. I'm looking at Michael Nisa as well, who wasn't in the squad. Wasn't he Shield Player of the Season,
Yep.
Michael Nisa?
Yep.
I even look at, if you want to go for an all-rounder, Aaron Hardy deserves a shot. He's a very good player. We've tried Mitchell Marsh before in Test cricket. It hasn't worked. These
I
guys
think
in Shield are putting their hands up.
it
Give
won't
them
be
a
a
go.
test squad if there's not a Marsh in there.
Oh, I thought we'll pass. I thought those days were gone.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
surprised as well.
yeah, yeah. Just reward. What's the point of having the Sheffield Shield then if you're going to pick, some players off white ball cricket?
Yep. Yeah, and I think
You know,
three key players who I think I would have loved to see. One is obviously Hardy,
yeah, me too.
Bancroft, and like you said, Michael Neser as well. Michael Neser is your classic player who's pretty much stuck in a rock and a hard place at the moment because he must feel like Stuart McGill, who was so unlucky to play when he did
Yeah,
because he was always under the shadow of the great Shane Warne, and
yes.
Michael Neese's career would be the same.
Mm,
To play at a time when Australia's fast bowling attack is just on another level. It's just
yeah,
and I don't blame the Australian selectors one bit for that because we all want to see Michael Neser play, but where do you put him is the question.
it doesn't
Because
have
you
to
got
necessarily
Cam
be
Green
in the
as well.
11. It doesn't have to necessarily be in the 11 per se, but to not make the squad
Yep.
even. I think
Yep.
that's a bit harsh.
And I
And
think isn't he playing
yeah,
in the county championship at the moment? I think he
I think
he is.
so. I
Yeah.
think he's there,
Yep. And
along with
and
a few others who are doing well. Yeah,
Bancroft would be another one who would feel hard
yeah.
done by, and that's I was expecting Bancroft to be there. Like I thought he would be
I
one of
thought
the
so
first
too.
names as well.
I thought so too. He had a great Shield season. Maybe it was that dismissal of Stuart Broad in the county that just scared the selectors. But
Yep.
come on, like, look, you picked David Warner talking
Yep.
about Stuart Broad.
Yep. And that's one wicket already on the board for India and for
Uh,
England. So I think
yeah.
we'll be sitting
I
here
hope not.
after the first test of the Ashes, and you'll be pulling your hair out on why David Warner's playing.
Well, there's not
Uh,
much left, mate. Look at the hairline. Yeah, over the years, team stressing me out.
I'm just giving my early prediction. That's all. I'm just giving my
Yeah,
early
look,
prediction.
you're not necessarily putting yourself out there with that prediction with David Warner's record in England.
And
But
and
yeah, look,
that's
yeah,
I think one thing, Todd Murphy's obviously there, but I don't think he'll get a game, to be honest.
yeah. Only if Nathan Lyon gets injured
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that, you know what I mean. But that's what I'm saying with Michael Nisa as well. Say, one of the fast bowlers or two of the fast bowlers go down throughout the tour. It's long tour and the
mm,
matches are close together. You might need a good player to come in at 7 or 8,
yep, yep.
provide something with the bat, and also Michael Nisa, I think in those conditions could be very, very good. You know, so
One player I'm really excited to watch is Cam Green. I would
same.
love to see how he does. He did well in India, with whatever chances he got. Obviously done well in Australia, as we know,
Yeah,
would be really exciting to see what he does in England in that
yeah,
conditions with the ball. He will be used really well. He should be used really well, hopefully. With the Duke's ball, I think he'll be really key player for Australia.
100%. If you can get some shape with the Duke's ball with that at that height, it'd be difficult to handle. And yeah, look, the thing with Green is, say England have got Australia in a bit of trouble, fall down for not many. Can he come in and just steady the ship? That's going to be the challenge,
Yep.
technically as well as mentally, against, of course, an excellent England attack in those conditions. I can't wait to see Cameron Green go about it as well.
Yep.
Travis Head as well. I thought he was very good in India, better than I thought he would go.
Yep.
And how he goes as well at number 5. So that the middle order for Australia, I think, has got a very important role to play, of course, along with Steve Smith and Marnus. Yeah.
What I'm excited to see as well is we have seen some statements in the press from Ben Stokes about how he would approach matches and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Mm.
What I'm exciting, what is exciting and interesting for me is what happens when England loses the first test, for example, and loses convincingly. What happens then? What are the tactics? Are they it all those 5 tests against Australia will really prove if this new style of play for England
Say
is
it. Come
is
on.
really capable of sort of sustaining for the long term.
Agree. Yeah. Look, it's a massive series for both teams. It goes without saying. It's massive automatically, but when you add the narratives involved in this series and what England are doing, and
Yeah, and
you know, yeah,
don't get me wrong, they've done excellent so far,
they have.
in whatever matches they've played since last year, since Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes took over.
Yes.
It's been absolutely a miraculous turnover from the couple of previous seasons and previous years during the pandemic. But
Mm.
those 5 tests against probably the number one attack in the world at the moment, with Cummins and Stark and Hazelwood and Green. I think it'll be really interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, can't wait. And Stokes talked about um, flat and fast pitches, and that would be interesting to see how Australia bat on those pitches as well, because England have got to take 20 wickets if they want to win.
Would
So
we see a Warner 100 flat track bully? There you go.
if you produce a flat track against David Warner, he could hurt you. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, very fascinating. Yeah, it's going to be, the World Test Championship final early June. That's not long to go now. It's coming. It's going to come very quickly. Um, Hope Australia can get their hands on that. Add another little item to the trophy cabinet.
Absolutely.
That'd be
Would love
nice.
to see that. Can't wait to see that. All right,
Yeah.
Charbel. That was it. That was our wrap up of the Ashes squad and the IPL for till so far. Each team has played 5 games, and we'll be doing this again next week. So thank you to all the listeners. Thank you, Charbel. Can't wait to see what the next week of IPL produces, and we'll be here discussing that next week, same time. Thank you all. Stay safe. Take care.
Thanks.